Granola lands on his home planet Serial and looks like he's prepping for going after Frieza and completing his revenge. Apparently, he lives with an older guy in a far off mountain somewhere that has a lifespan of over 500 years old currently. We see the Shigarians who live in this city right now, and the one we see doesn't seem too bad and insists that Granola and the old guy comes and lives with them. They will welcome them with open arms. Granola refuses as he says this city wouldn't suit him. So don't forget, this whole planet was once Granola and his people's planet entirely until the Saiyans came and destroyed everything like the assholes that they are. According to Granola, after the destruction and chaos of his former planet, the Heaters had set up this new city for new people to live by, and Granola wouldn't feel right living in it amongst the Shigarians. He's a nice guy to not be bitter about it to these Shigarians and talk shit that everything should be his because this new city wasn't meant for their kind. After the destruction, the Heaters took charge and started rebuilding. The Heaters are the guys that Granola is working for and taking missions from to get paid, in case you don't remember. I wonder how strong these guys actually are because judging off this panel alone, they don't look that intimidating to me. Especially this little motherfucker right here with that same look on his face. What the fuck he gotta be so mad about that he always got that look on his face for? Granola should fix that look on his face right now. If only he could though. I don't know his full strength. Anyways, the way that the Shigarians got the planet was they was roaming through space at the time and happened to find this planet and pay well enough to live here after making a deal with the Heaters. They lost their own planet, so that's why they needed another home. I wonder if Frieza is the reason the Shigarians also lost their planet. So Granola can see his former village from the mountains and the wreckage Frieza's men caused. I guess he uses this as a fuel every day to remember what was taken from him and hold a grudge. And it must be somewhat settling to see that that's where he used to live. Beerus and Vegeta time. This part is real interesting. Beerus begins with questioning Vegeta on how many planets have him and the Saiyans destroyed. And Vegeta's response is, it's hard to say because the Saiyans' way of life was solely fighting, so they had a way of racking up sin after sin. And then, it wasn't until after Frieza's clan came along that more destruction just became business, since the Saiyans worked for Frieza. Now, it sounds like for a second, Vegeta is putting the rest of the blame on Frieza, but he's not. He even says so to Beerus after Beerus asks him. Eventually, it leads to another question to which Beerus gets annoyed of the answer. Beerus asks, so it was destiny of all the Saiyans to be wiped out? Vegeta says yes. Can you imagine asking Vegeta from any point of Dragon Ball Z if it was destiny of the Saiyans to be wiped out? Pure fucking chaos, I tell you. But maybe there's a difference right here because this is the god of destruction after all. So we know what happened last time. That and of course the fact that Vegeta has definitely come a long way since Dragon Ball Z. This conversation carries on right after Beerus destroys a random planet at ease with a blast from his finger. This leaves Whis concerned, not for the planet itself, but for the fact that if Beerus keeps this up, they'll be out of planets before they know it. Okay, let's just take a second to remember how scary Beerus actually is. Sure, we've learned to grow fond of Beerus because he's basically a part of the gang now, and he has funny moments, but this motherfucker is 1,000% still a threat and lives up to his title of God of Destruction. Without a second thought, he destroyed that planet regardless of the lives and the life form that was on there. Beerus says this is only a small glimpse of his power. A small glimpse? I need to see Beerus go all out already and hope when we do see him go all out, if it's not Vegeta or Goku again, it better be someone else who's really strong fighting against him. Who do you think can throw down with Beerus if trained properly? Let's think about it for a second. My money is on a properly trained Broly and probably Frieza if he actually trained hard enough. Call me crazy, but I don't know. Anyways, Vegeta gets a huge boner from this. The power is crazy. And asks Beerus how can he himself obtain such power, and before he can even finish his question, Beerus takes Vegeta's head like he's Aizen getting wrecked by Ichigo that one time. Y'all Bleach fans know exactly what I'm talking about. Beerus starts throwing Vegeta around like he's some jobber in WWE. And all I could think of at this moment was, God Buggy? He wouldn't let that shit slide. But not everyone could be Buggy. But Beerus starts saying as long as doubt weighs down your soul, this power will never be yours to wield, and tells him he needs to stop feeling guilty for the sins of all the Saiyans and what they caused. It's self-centered of him. Then Beerus does something that I didn't think we were ever going to touch back upon in Dragon Ball. He says it. He tells Vegeta that the one who suggested that Frieza eliminates the Saiyans was himself. I remember reading that it was Beerus doing all along to destroy the Saiyans in the very beginning of Dragon Ball Super, and I never thought they'd bring it back up, and I like how they worded it here too. For Beerus, how it was just a suggestion to Frieza to destroy the Saiyans and not a direct order. I remember feeling a type of way when I read it was Beerus's idea, and I think the way I remember it, it made it seem like it was Beerus's as the mastermind, and that didn't really sit too right with me because of everything we've seen with Frieza already for the series. So this feels a little bit better. Well, Vegeta's actually pretty cool about Beerus doing all of this and actually offers to teach him some of his bingo dance moves. Psych! Vegeta is pissed and goes Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. I think this is Super Saiyan Blue Evolution because of the flames surrounding his aura. Vegeta attacks Beerus, but as you guys can imagine, it didn't go too well. Literally nothing works on Beerus, even with Vegeta this enraged. Let me just show you guys a display of Vegeta getting owned. No disrespect to Vegeta. I love Vegeta, but it is what it is. What Beerus is trying to teach Vegeta here is as long as you're trapped by the past, you'll never manage to grow past this point and see any more growth, and therefore he wouldn't be able to teach Vegeta this new technique Vegeta wants to learn, destruction. Beerus's mind is always on destruction and nothing else. That's why there's no limit to his power. If Vegeta wants this power, he has to destroy any of those stray thoughts he has and recreate himself from scratch. Before creation comes destruction. Here's my first thoughts, and I could be getting at this wrong, but this is just my mind wondering until I actually read where it leads from here. So Beerus wants Vegeta's mind to always be on destruction. Doesn't that result in malicious intent for Vegeta? And in a way, it sounds like Vegeta's reverting back to his old self, but even worse with the power that he has now and the power he can learn with this. That sounds like a terrifying Vegeta, and a Vegeta I'm going to love, honestly, because I love the fuck out of Majin Vegeta. So I hope it gives me similar vibes if he does end up like that for a little. Also, I forgot to mention during their little scuffle, Vegeta loses part of his armor from Beerus when Beerus uses a little small display of destruction, and it's just really cool to look at. I love whenever Beerus is engaged in battle. By the way, before you guys call me out, I know I'm saying destruction, but it can go either way. Hakai, destruction, you guys know exactly what I mean. Goku notices Beerus' signature move and even admits that he kind of messed up that time he tried copying it. This leads to Whis saying it still has that much power even though he tweaked it, so that only Vegeta's armor was destroyed and it's not a power that's easily mastered. We cut to the heaters afterwards. You remember, the one that Granola pretty much works for, the guys that are plotting right now, the guys that have OG-73. So they have OG-73, and he wants to get some intel out of him. So they try to locate Zuno's location. If you guys don't remember who Zuno is that big Oompa Loompa character that we've seen before who knows pretty much everything that's ever happened in Universe 7. But of course, in OG-73's intel, he knows about the Dragon Balls, so this leads to them finding out about the Dragon Balls, and they are surprised how it can grant any wish and put two and two together, that's probably how Frieza got revived too. They're also aware that it comes from Namekians. Now here's some new lore for the Namekians. One of them think it's familiar, the Namekians name, and she's heard about them somewhere before. And it's not until this guy right here, Mr. I don't like to fucking smile ever. The Namekians were a tribe that used to live on planet Syrio. They used to share the planet with the Cerealians. They think that they're extinct until they remember that there's the one lone survivor, an old guy named Monaito. I think that's how it's pronounced. And he just so happens to live with Granola. So that's the old guy. Turns out he's a Namekian. Planet Syrio, we finally see the old guy, and he's with Granola. They have a little discussion. Granola tells him the news that Frieza somehow come back to life. Granola says that he's going to take down Frieza and all of his goons, but the old guy doesn't like this. He says, don't try it. You know you don't have the power to tangle with Frieza. Frieza is on another level. I can't blame you, my boy. All right, that dude is crazy. But at least Granola has some common sense and remembers about the Dragon Balls. So he looks over to it and says, I might have to resort to that. They both look over. The old guy is not having this. He says, no, the Dragon Ball is not for taking revenge. Damn, I really feel like I'm disrespecting this made-up guy by saying old guy instead of saying his name on Naito. Anyways, the old guy goes on and says the Dragon Balls began as a part of a ritual to celebrate brave Namekian warriors. And they're not meant to fulfill any old selfish desire. Okay, let's learn about some more Namekian history and the Dragon Balls because we cut to planet Namek. You guys remember Moody, right? You guys can't forget him. Today, we're going to learn more about Dragon Balls. Sets of Dragon Balls vary in size and number depending on who created them. On our planet, each village elder holds one of the Dragon Balls, but originally, the wishes were meant as rewards for bold warriors who sought out the Dragon Balls in times of great suffering. There are other planets who have Dragon Balls too, but they wouldn't possibly know all of the planets that does because it all depends on the Namekians that went over there. They may live still, or perhaps they were wiped out ages ago. The Namekians moved to this universe from another realm altogether, and some settled in places far from planet Namek. Once again, on planet Cereal, the old guy with granola explains a couple of dozen Namekians used to live here on planet Cereal, but now it's just him. And as we know, when he dies, the Dragon Balls goes with him. Granola suggests to find the other Dragon Balls and wish for the planet to be restored and how it was 50 years ago. Only thing is, if they did do that, then that would mean the Shigarians would be cheated out of their homes that they are now living on. After some debating with each other, Granola gives up on the idea of the Dragon Balls until, what are the fucking odds, he sees on TV the other Dragon Ball he was just desiring. What does Granola do right after that? He covers up his face and he snatches it from the people that got it now and is trying to research what this mysterious object is. Now I noticed it only takes 2 Dragon Balls to summon this dragon right here. And that is fascinating to me because imagine if the Z Fighters at any point for any saga, whenever they needed the Dragon Balls, just needed 2 Dragon Balls. How fucking easy would that have been? Or at times could have been even more complicated now that I think about it for Frieza if he had to get only 2 Dragon Balls. Okay, so it's summoning time, and Old Man Monaito taught Granola the spell to summon the dragon, and I'm gonna try my best to summon this motherfucker. He says, Takarapto, Toto, Rambo, Puririto, Paro. What the fuck is a Puririto? Pupirito, Paro.
Congratulations!
God damn it, I fucked up the chant. I got the Tien and Yamcha fusion. No! Nobody wants you. I'm kidding. I want you. I think you're cool. And boom, here comes the wish-granting dragon. And what Granola wishes for is to be the strongest and the greatest warrior in the universe. Granola, I'm not gonna even lie. That's some cheating ass shit to say to turn me into the greatest warrior in the universe, bro. Come on, bro. My boy Goku didn't train all that just to be disrespected like this. But I get it. Not everybody could be a Saiyan or a strong motherfucker like Frieza or the Majin. Like, shit be crazy. So you know what? At the same time, it is what it is, my boy. That's the end of the chapter. I'm going to try to get on a new chapter even sooner. I'm sorry this video took so long to make in the first place. I'm going to try to be a little bit faster when it comes to the Dragon Ball videos. And I appreciate you guys for watching as always. I love you guys. Thank you for the huge subscriber rate that I've been getting recently. I'm so thankful. I appreciate you guys again. And I will see you on the next one.